Today I'm in the mood for a quirky collage in my junk journal planner. So let's dive right in. I've picked out a page, and if you are up to date with my videos, you will have seen how I made this page and this grungy frame, and also how I made this odd little page inspired by this beautiful envelope that I was gifted by my friend Peggy from the paper Bumblebee. If you've missed those recent videos, I will link both of these for you below if you want to catch up. And today I wanted to tackle this area right here, and I have a fun idea for it, which will hopefully look good in the end. Let's see. So since Peggy added a Tim Holtz paper doll here, I thought let's carry on that theme to this page. And I picked out these 3 images. They have similar-ish sizes and they're all sitting, as you can see. And if you want to do something similar, but you don't have Tim Holtz paper dolls, or you don't like them, because I know some of you find them creepy for some reason, then you can always use images from magazines, for example. Or maybe you have some collage books. For example, I have this one that I've shown numerous times in past videos. It's called Extraordinary Things to Cut Out and Collage. Really fun. There are many similar books like this on Amazon. Quick flip through. They have all kinds of sizes, all kinds of styles in here. And they also have people, animals and everything. So lots of options from here. Where are the people? I've cut out so many of the people already. Yep, I think I've cut out actually most of them. So let me show you some of the cut out examples. So you can see you could use them just like the Tim Holtz paper dolls, and maybe you prefer images like this anyway. It's of course a lot more cost effective because a book like this has over 1,500 images. Since these are all sitting, I of course want them to sit on something. So I have these dies. These are from Action. As you can see, they're large flowers, and I think these would be fun for these people to sit on. And I can spread them out throughout the 2 pages. Let's call this a page for now, even though it's an envelope. If you don't have flower die cuts, but you do want to do something similar, maybe you have some vintage book with floral images that you could cut out. Maybe you have other images, not flowers. Maybe you have mushrooms. That would also be really cute to have these people sitting on mushrooms. There's so many fun ideas. Just think a little bit outside of the box and think about what you have. Look, we have a bird here. We could have this guy sitting on the bird, which reminds me, thank you very much, Terry, because these were sent to me by Terry in the hope that I would finally, Terry, I'm so sorry, make a journal with birds that have people sitting on them, because I did that once for Defemorember, and Louisa Heinzel, my dear friend, had the idea that I should make a whole journal with the birds and the people, but somehow that just hasn't happened. So I hope it's okay, Terry, that I'm using these in this way. But just to give you an example, you can have these people sit on anything. I also saw some fish in here, and I think it would be really fun to have the people sit on fish, because why not? For example, here, which fish would be good? I like this guy. It doesn't really matter. You see? That is super fun. But for today, I'm going to stick to these flowers. The substrate I want to use to cut these out of are some of these. You did not see me make these on video, but you did see me make this one here, which is what this frame here is made out of. and I just added some alcohol ink on top. And with these, all I did afterwards was, instead of the alcohol ink, I added some gold paint on top. These are various 3D texture fades by Tim Holtz. You can use any embossing folder if you want a similar look, but I don't even know if this is going to look good, to be honest. So I need to choose 3 that will work with these flowers, and I think I want ones that have the least amount of design on them. So this one here, this is too narrow. Maybe this one. This I think has too much going on. And this one. And I will link these 3 folders for you below in case you want to check those out. So I will place these on my cards and run them through my die cut machine. So this is what they look like. I am super happy with how they turned out. I really wasn't sure whether this was going to work, because I thought maybe the background was too textured, but this is just great and I love the grunge. Alternatively, obviously, if you have die cuts, just use a cardstock. Okay, so let's arrange these. Let's put this one here. It's just great. I love that. Then this one we could put here, but actually we cannot because the flap. So we'll move this one down and cut some of it off. He can sit on that petal right there. And then we have this one. We could also just move him over. Maybe cut away this flower here because I don't want that going over the page. And then this one I'll put a little further down because it's nice to have some height variation for a more dynamic visual experience. They do cover up quite a bit of the petal, but I don't have any other ones that work with the size I have here. Yeah, I think that would actually be fun. So what do we do with this flower? We could just cut this part off. So then we also need to cut off the stem, which now doesn't have a function. And also this stem right here. And I will be so happy to use this somewhere else. It's so cute. But this here is also still in the way. So let's just make that petal smaller. We can always alter the dies. So I like that, but I'm not liking the background here. So I need a little bit more interest on the background. At the same time, I don't want the background to distract from our focal points. Like this one here, I think is pretty good already. I don't think I want to change too much here. And what I also want to do is I want to somehow connect these 2 pages. Maybe by adding, I mean, I would lose some of the flower parts, but maybe just by adding a little bit of ground here that will go through both of these. Let's be brave and try something new, because that's always fun. Lots of possibilities for disasters here. So I have this Amsterdam Heavy Gel Medium, which is glossy, which I don't use a lot because it's glossy. I bought this one by mistake. I thought I was buying a matte one, but of course I want to use this. So why not try this out for a resist technique? Alternatives for this would be acrylic paint, clear gesso, embossing powder, anything that has like a plasticky surface where something like sprays, for example, would not stay on it permanently, that you could wipe away. So let's take these off. So I'm going to put my heavy gel through a stencil. And the stencil I chose is this one, which I love a lot. It's from PM Artist Studio and it's called Aqueous Effervescence. It's the small pattern because they also have a large pattern, which is the same thing but with pretty large bubbles, let's call them. So I will link this one for you below as well. Going to use a spatula. You can use an old credit card or something like that. I'm not looking for perfect coverage. I am very nervous. Oh no, I can already see this is not going well. Because it's going underneath my stencil. Why? Okay, this is going to be a disaster. I can already tell you because the matte gel is going everywhere. Under, over. So that's not going to be great for our resist technique. And yet I keep going because I don't know what's going to happen. I am open for surprises and any kind of catastrophes that might come my way. Wow, I'm scared to take this off. It doesn't even want to come off. I mean, it looks cool right now. Maybe it won't be as bad as I am thinking. I'm actually going to let this air dry. I don't want anything to bubble up. I will do some meditation to stay calm in that time. Just kidding. So I'm back and it's completely dry. It's super shiny, as you can see. I want to lighten it up a bit so that these flowers will pop out even more, even though this isn't so bad. But I want to experiment a little more. So I'll add a little bit of water. And then I'll add some of this Distress Spray Stain Picket Fence. And then I also want to add some Lost Shadow, which unfortunately I don't have in a spray form. So I'll add it to my acrylic block. And then add some water. And try to drip some of that down. It's so light that I don't even know if we're going to see the difference between that and the white. Okay, let's wipe it down and do that again. Can you see the drops? I can't actually. Yeah, I should add something a little bit darker. Yeah, we can't see this like at all. Let's try a little bit of hickory smoke. This is definitely darker. Never put your Distress Oxide pad into a wet surface, so I'm always sure to dry this before, otherwise you will ruin your oxide. So I will dry this now with my heat gun. Alternatively, you could use watercolors. Of course, you won't get the oxide effect, but you can get some color down that way. And actually, I would be fine with this even without the resist, but I want to give it a try to see if I can lift off some of the oxide and the spray stain from the glossy gel. So I'll wet my cloth and then rub. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Do you see that, how that's coming off? So that works really, really well. And you can control how much you want to rub off. I am impressed how well this is working. This works better than on acrylic paint, which I tried not so long ago. That looks pretty funky. So let's see what it looks like now when we add our figures back on. And remember how I cut this part off here? What if we add it behind, oh, but just behind her. Kind of like it was an umbrella, like a sun umbrella maybe. Oh, that's cute. Okay, what else? We need something else here. I still have some of these butterflies left that I printed from Tina's printable, Shabby Dabby Doodah. I will link this again for you in the description box. I printed these on overhead transparencies. I know I've done this so often lately, but I'm still into it. I still like giving people wings. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Yes. get some as well. Yes, totally cool. So these are butterfly people on flowers. I love it. What about these? This is more difficult. I don't think one is going to work. Or is it? Ooh, I didn't think that would work, but why not? And I still need something here. This is still quite empty. Browsing through this book for inspiration, I found two things that I want to try out. One is this coral here behind the flowers for a pop of color. Totally not sure about this, but I want to see what it looks like. And for the sky, I found this page. We have the earth here. There's a moon here. This might not have enough color, but I want to try it. Oh, we have Saturn, and this, I guess, is the moon. So I'll cut all those out and then we'll play with those a little bit. So here are my pieces. Let's first try this coral. I can't believe I spent all that time fussy cutting this so detailed, and I don't even know if I'm going to use it. I'm not sure this is going to work at all. I think it's too much. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. No. What about the earth? It's not the worst. We'll keep it in mind. Then we have this moon. No, that's a bit bland. The colors don't really work. Then we have this moon. Ooh, I like it. But maybe we can add some color to this. Let's be bold and color it. Again, you can use watercolors. I'm going to use this Distress Stain Candied Apple. That's the one I used on the other side as well. A blood red moon. So when it's dry, it looks like this. It changed a little bit in color. I actually love it. Shall we take it one step further and put some clear embossing powder on it to make it just stand out a bit more? And it's not even Halloween yet. I'll use my embossing dabber. Oh, this is already making the red more intense. I like it. That's what I was hoping for. If I had a red embossing glaze, I would use it. Since I don't, I'll use a clear one. Just making sure this is not the white one. It's so easy to mix up the clear powder and the white powder. Alternatively, if you don't have embossing powder, you could use like a varnish or something, or even the heavy gel. Even a glossy Mod Podge would work. Look at this. That's amazing how that changed. What do you think? I love it. I wish I had some bats right now, even though that doesn't really work with the butterflies. I'm coming to realize I don't really have any Halloween embellishments, like nothing. It's okay, we don't really want to make this a Halloween spread. Are we good with just this one red element? I mean, it definitely sticks out. Coming back to these corals, I'm wondering if I would cut this up into smaller pieces. For example, you just have a little bit peeking out here, and then maybe another bit here. I want to see what that looks like. I think I like that already. What about that? Or maybe even change these around. I just went ahead and glued everything down using my art glitter glue with the fine metal tip, which was very helpful for all of these delicate parts. Now I just need to cut off all the parts here. I am happy with this. I think it's a fun surprise. When we open this flap here, we can see that's something I should have really paid attention to, because this of course impacts this page. It kind of takes away a little bit of the focus on her, but it's okay. It's also making you curious about what's happening behind here. So I'm totally okay with that. So now we have this fun surprise, like this huge spread when we open this up. Does it need a sentiment? Let's see if I have anything matching. There's actually quite a few of these that would work. These are from the Tim Holtz Chatterbox stickers. So a few that struck me that would work are the brothers, because we have 3 guys here. They could be brothers. We have cast of characters, that would work. Then we have There's a Strange Fascination. I think that would work. And lastly, we also have A Strange and a Wonderful Place. I'm wondering if I should put more than one. I definitely want to add A Strange and a Wonderful Place. Shall we add the brothers? I want the brothers. Or maybe instead of the brothers, just brothers. And then A Strange and Wonderful Place. I'll link them up with walnut stain to make them more visible. It's strange how adding a sentiment changes your collage, not only visually, but I think it enhances your imagination, but at the same time it limits your imagination. Because this way now you are forced to see it in a different way, or in a similar way that I see it, rather than having your own thoughts about this composition. But at the same time, if you didn't know what this was about, you didn't have any kind of relationship to it, maybe now you have a different relationship having these words with it. Does that make any sense? I think it needs to go up there. There's one more thing I need to try, and I should have definitely done that before I adhered these flowers. But you see, we have this beautiful rust effect on this frame. And I got that by adding some alcohol ink in caramel. I think it was just caramel. Maybe it was a mixture of caramel and the butterscotch ink that I have. And I really think I want these to look more rusty. Now this is really a risk that I'm taking, because this alcohol ink might flow onto my background, which would probably ruin it. But I really need to try this. So you see the difference? These are much darker now than these. I'll do the same here. You know what? I'm going to use a brush. That way I can control it a bit better. I'm happy with the addition. Now it really looks like these flowers are rusty, and I think they go so well with the frame here. So now it's more cohesive. And I also like the rust in combination with the blood red moon, because it gives us more of a mysterious, eerie vibe. I also added a bit of the alcohol ink around the sentiments, so those come out a bit better now. So finally, I'm happy with this. So go get out your journals, your planners, and play. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!